Hey everyone, good morning. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. First of all, Clifford, thank you so much for buying me a coffee. I really appreciate that. And you know what? I promise you, we're gonna find you a lot close to Secret Beach, as close as I can for 20,000 bucks. I haven't found it yet, but I'm gonna work on that today. You might have to pay just a few bucks more, maybe go up to 22, 24, but I promise you, we're going to find you a lot that you can afford. You can get into with a low money down payment and set yourself up for the future in Belize. So today's video, I just want to talk to you a little bit about something I had a discussion with Steph about last night. We were in bed, had a glass of wine, just shutting down for the night talking, and I said, sweetie, in the next 5 years, what would you like to do, see, have, where would you like to go if money were no object, if time was no relevance, what would you like to do in the next 5 years? Just pure dreamlining, just putting it out there, something crazy. Like, where would you want to go? What would you want to see? Who would you want to meet? What would you like to do, become, experience? Because I was reminded of something yesterday. One of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn. He said, "Life is not just the passing of time, but the collection of experiences and their intensity." So I love that, because sometimes we go for the experience, but we miss the intensity part, right? The intensity of the experience makes it memorable. Like, when we went to China, walking the Great Wall, that was an intense experience. We absolutely love that. Sleeping on a yacht in Greece on a deserted island on a beach where nobody else was for the entire night. That was an experience I'll never forget. Other things like that I have in my life where the intensity of the experience, sleeping in a camper van in northern Iceland, just watching the northern lights come out, intense, never forget it. So what we discussed is that when we discuss things like that, like where do you want to go, what do you want to see, do, a lot of times we find ourselves writing things on a bucket list just because we think we should, right? Just because like we visited X number of countries. Oh, let's try to visit, 50 countries in the next, so many years. Or, we never made it to South America yet, and we really should go to Argentina and Chile and whatnot. But is it something we really getting excited about? Now, if you said, let's go to Patagonia and hike Patagonia, that I would be excited about. But just to put something on the list that isn't really getting you motivated, it doesn't get your blood rushing, right? It doesn't wake you up in the morning with some excitement. What we realized is that when you're thinking about your life, you need to plan for some outrageous, absurd goals, right? These things that just, when you wake up in the morning, even if the goal is 2 years out, it excites you that day. And very few things can do that, right? I mean, even vacations, even well thought out, well planned vacations. Let's say you want to go to Europe next year and go through Tuscany and drink some wine in Tuscany, or you want to go visit the Eiffel Tower in Paris, or maybe you want to go to the Four Seasons in Bali, a trip of a lifetime. Okay, the vacations can add a level of excitement and can break up the monotony of the year. But what can you do that really is going to hit a home run? In other words, it might not become a reality for 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years, but when it does, it's going to be life-changing. And the reason I bring this up in the context of Belize is because a move to Belize, whether it be later on this summer, like some of you are looking to do, you're looking to move real quick, like as soon as it opens, you're out of the U.S. and you're coming down. A couple I talked to yesterday, they have a little bit longer term goal. They're going to have about 5, 6 years, they think, before they can make the move full time. But imagine how each of those families and couples feels when they get up in the morning knowing that that's the end goal. It just makes the whole day a lot more interesting. Their view of making money, saving money, what to do with their investments, what properties they should be looking at, that becomes the focus. And then when you do get down to Belize and you realize, wow, I'm not in the U.S. anymore. I'm not in Canada anymore. This is a completely different country, different experience. The food tastes different. The air is different. The people are different. I'm experiencing something for the first time that is truly different, and not as a vacationer, not just for 1 or 2 weeks, but this is my new life now. This is my new chapter, and that is pretty darn exciting. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Just, making those goals and even putting them way out there. Like I talked to Steph about last night. What do you want to do in 5 years? Now, for me, my 5-year big goal is to go and do some long-term hiking in Nepal. Maybe hike from Kathmandu up to base camp, see Mount Everest from base camp, maybe do some hiking in Tibet, some exploring in that part of the world. Never been there yet. But that for me is my next big goal. And it's going to take some time to get there because it's a lot of planning. And even though I'm quite physical, I really want to train for such an adventure, because I'm talking, 15, 20 days of hiking, sleeping in little huts and yurt style places along the way, up and down hills. So I want to make sure I'm absolutely ready for it. And if any of you have any tips on getting ready for a long-term hike, let me know. But that's mine, Nepal. Steph's were different. I'll share those with you later. But because we're very close, we have a lot of the same interests. But I love the fact that different things excite her than excite me. And even when they came to Belize, if you asked her about Belize, what were her favorite things, what got her excited about going there, she would have different views. And yet together we made it work. So I guess that's all I have to say today. But again, thank you very much, Clifford, for the coffee today. I appreciate that. Again, we're going to find you that property that works for you. Let's hop on a Zoom call here in the next day or two. I'd love to see you face to face, and we'll go from there. But congratulations to all of you who are looking to live their own dream in Belize or anywhere else in the world. Keep at it. Set the goals. You can make it happen. And if I can help in any way, just let me know.